You rolling? The snapback with T-Mac. We're here for the halftime talking this LSU Alabama game. Man, just wow. This game here is going to come down to the two quarterbacks. I mean, Jaden Daniels has been electric. You got Milrow, who's it's going it's going to come down to whoever stops the other team's quarterback.
Russian wise,
I
really.
mean, so you look at it, man. Daniels has, let's see where we at. Jaden Daniels has 8 for 137 rushing on the ground. Milrow has 12 for 82. Passing wise, they're wasn't what 10 for 16, both of them. Daniels has 124. Milrow has 165. But the key to this game is going to be what defense can stop the opposing team's quarterback. And Milrow has shown early. That he can't throw the deep
It's
ball
not
with
been
any
accurate at all.
accuracy. And, Gary Danielson talks about how good he can throw the deep ball. And right after he overthrows the receiver 10 yards, just crazy. So I'm going to go ahead and try to pull up some of this Facebook. I thought right there at the end of that half, Anderson's block on Daniels' run was going to hurt us. But luckily, Lacey came up big with that catch, and he broke a tackle to get in the end zone. That was big.
Spin move right into the end zone.
Yeah, spin move definitely. And that drive, man, I think there was 1:01 left on the clock. The Tigers have 5 plays. They go 95 yards, get in the end zone to tie this game up, and then we get the ball coming out of half. So, I mean, everybody knew this game was going to be exciting, and it's lived up to all the expectations. And I truly believe if the Tigers can get one stop, I mean, if we can get one stop, 2 would be great. But stop Alabama, make them either have to punt or, miss another field goal. Each team has missed a field goal. But if we can get 2 stops, we can win the ball game.
I feel the interception coming. I don't know
You
why.
feel it? Do you want to go ahead and call who's going to pick it off?
I'm thinking Major Burns. If he's back, right?
I don't know, bro. You ain't been watching the game, man.
I have, but I'm thinking.
All right, Major
Either
Burns. If
Harold
he's healthy, if he's still in the stadium, Madden is going with Major Burns on this one. All right, so here we go. I'm gonna go to Facebook and get some questions. Jack, you're saying Milrow must be stopped. Absolutely, the dude's a stud, and I think a few times we've got to the same level as a quarterback. You hear coaches talk about all the time. When our in rushers get to the same level as a quarterback, you can't keep rushing. You got to spin. You got to get back inside. You can't let this guy escape the pocket. You got to try to keep him in the pocket. And I think that's one thing Alabama has done a few times. They've tried to pressure us in the middle of the pocket, with 3 down linemen, linebackers. They're trying to do the same thing, but they're not having any luck either keeping Daniels in the pocket. Wade Evans, I don't know about this one. He says, my co-host is a stud. He must be telling you that you're co-host.
No.
Okay. No. He's a stud. He needs a haircut, Wade Evans.
Okay.
Casey Severio, it's your favorite Tractor Supply cashier. Yes, ma'am. I need some coupons. Philip Turner, one of my old teammates. Ford needs to stay in the box and set the edge. Covering running backs is a waste of talent. Phil, man, I agree with you. They're in a tough spot. They want Perkins to do so many things. There's times when they have him spying. There's times when they have him rushing. They're asking him to do a lot of things, but you're absolutely right. You need him rushing the quarterback to be successful, but he's so good. His talent is so good. They're asking him to do so many things. We need He had a sack in the first half.
Just asked that Harold Perkins to become a bigger part of this game.
Yeah, absolutely. He had a sack in the first half. I'd love to see a sack, fumble, turnover created by Harold Perkins or anybody. The young freshman DBs, Madden, for the most part, you're seeing, and I know Milrow is not the most composed guy in the pocket reading defenders, reading defenses, but he's having to sit back there and look at it a little bit. He's not going through his reads, and I think some of the times it's because our coverage has been good. Other times I don't think he understands the passing game as much. But for those young guys to step up, we had one of them came in and Milrow trucked him, but he came in and stuck his hat in there, and that was a big stop on that drive. Clint DePlessis to get a game-changing pick 6. There you go, Madden. Clint thinks the same thing that you're saying. Andy McCartney's asking, would you do a quarterback spy in the second half? Andy, that's the thing. They've been trying to do it,
It's
and
too
then
fast.
the only guy that you can spy with is Perkins. You can't take anybody out of the secondary to do it. They're trying to do it with Perkins. I think the thing is you got to pressure him, and you got to get to him. All right, you can't miss when you get to him, and you can't let him sit back there and move around in the pocket because he's really good at it. So pressure him early in the snap, and you got to get there.
We've had too many missed tackles in general.
No, absolutely. I mean, their O line, and that's one thing. Our O line is doing a really good job. The one thing I think we need to do better. Alabama's really good at stopping the run, the conventional
That's
run.
what Tyson Kimball just said. What could fix LSU's run game?
They're really good. They're not. They know if we get our running game going and we have Jaden Daniels and our receivers, then they're not going to be able to
Gotta
stop
get
us. So I
Diggs
think
going.
right now they're trying to stop our running game and make Jaden Daniels beat us with his arm, and he's doing it. We've had a few drops, but for the most part, our offense has been hitting, and it's been really good. We've had a couple false starts, which you could expect with that crowd noise. You don't want to see it, but it's happened. Brett Massengale, that's the voice of the Broncos right there. He said Perkins spy for all second half. Brett, I mean, I don't know. I think you need Perkins coming after him. I hate having Perkins just sitting back there and not being able to affect the passer. You got anything from YouTube?
Just Tyson said, what could fix the LSU run game? Like, what can we do better to get the run started?
You just got to get on blocks, and they're really good. They've got some of the best guys in the country to come to Alabama and play the run. And they're doing a really good job. Our offensive line is really good, but that's a battle. We got to be effective in the second half with our running game, and I think we'll do it. You just got to bust one. You bust one or two there. And then it'll open up. And I think, at some point, they're going to have to try to stop us in the passing game, keep an extra safety out of the box, and that's where we may spring the big one. How do you feel about our DB's play so far? I think we talked about that a little bit.
Haven't been bad.
They haven't been bad. I mean, this quarterback can't really make you look bad, but what he does from the pocket, he does it with his legs. Pookie, Stephen Brumfield, do you think LSU will lean? Yeah, I thought you was going to spell some stuff right, but you got some misspelling in here. Towards, what does towards mean? This Pookie, bro. Towards the run game and rely on the quarterback to get bit to the receivers down the field for some long yards. Sounds good, Pookie. Put down that Bud Light, man.
They said, was that Marty Broussard that missed the field goal?
Marty Broussard. Who is Marty Broussard? I've heard that name
Yeah,
before.
I have too.
Who asked that?
Smack Dog 5. I don't know who that is.
That was Marty Broussard. He had on that square toe field goal, but that was crazy. They're sitting there talking about Alabama's kicker, how good he is, how he's never missed a field goal since he's come out the womb, and they jinx him. The poor kid misses that field goal. Spencer Smith need the pressure on the quarterback. I agree with you, Spencer. We're getting there. Their offensive line is doing a good job. You got to spin back inside when you get to the same level, and you can't let him get in space. He's too good to let him get in space. We need to come up with some blitzes that get in his face right now and try to go get around his ankles. Matt, I'll tell you one thing that's just amazing to me, and it's been amazing the whole time he's been here, is Jaden Daniels. When he gets out in the field, it's unbelievable. It looks like guys are going to get there and they're going to be able to get a hand on him. But
did you see that sideline? Dude went for a tackle, completely missed.
Yeah, I know. It's just something about him, like he's got a force field around him. They just can't. They can't. He wiggles his shoulders, he moves his hips, and he's just unreal when he gets in space. And you're starting to hear people talk about how Jaden Daniels is going to translate to the NFL.
This reminds me of Lamar.
I truly believe he's going to be a good NFL quarterback. Early on, if you'd asked me the same thing, I might have not said that because I just don't think he was comfortable with our offense last year in the beginning of the year. He wanted to rely on what he's really good at was if it wasn't open right away, tuck it and run it. And with him understanding the offense, being explosive with the passing game, and what he can do with his legs, he's unbelievable. And he doesn't take hits much. He doesn't get hit.
And when he does, he pops right back up.
He's learning how to slide. He's learning when to get down. Andy
Said,
McCartney. Madden said it. Missed tackles, horrible angles as well. I agree. And look, you play against people all year. The talent and the speed that Alabama has, it's just a little bit faster, and you got to take better angles knowing that those guys are that good and they're that fast. I mean, Milrow is unbelievable. He looks like Derrick Henry out there playing the quarterback
so I was
spot.
thinking he'll be
Some
a
of
dang
his
good
deep
running back.
balls he throws like Derrick Henry
Yeah.
also. Pookie, I'm just messing with you. I love you, man.
We need to wrap up. That's what somebody
Leo
said.
McClure said, turn our volume up. I don't know if Leo McClure is getting old and he is having a hard time hearing. Do you hear me? Papa Leo said, turn the volume up, man. He said, Heidi, your daughter-in-law said, turn your hearing aid up. Eric Duvall, I was wondering where you been, man. I ain't heard from you since the Saints started sucking this year. Do you think Coach Kelly has the rule book on the sideline? Boy, you something else. Bringing up the sore subject. Them kids, Catholic High, they smart over there. They go to own businesses and do big things later on. I would have thought it'd been an Episcopal guy that had the playbook or the rule book in his pocket. Go back to sleep, Eric Duvall. Casey Humble, another one of my high school room dogs or running mates. Daniel is clearly a top player in the country. Finally.
Best player in the country.
Yeah, the best player in the country. I truly believe it. You said it from the beginning. This guy has not had a down moment this year. Every game he's gotten better, at least stayed the same, and he's phenomenal. I mean,
does he have an interception? How many interceptions?
Come on, man, don't say that. We rewind it. We ain't gonna say that.
Talk about that on the year.
No, we ain't talking about that, man. If a dude's got a no-hitter going, do you say, man, he got a no-hitter going? No. Y'all, if it comes back to, okay, we knocked on wood, the good wood. Where we at in halftime? Looking to see. Okay, I'm going back to Facebook. I feel like if we weren't, let's see, for our defense performance this year, Dayton Daniels would be talked about for the Heisman. Cortland, I think in spite of, how we've been on defense, and I think we've gotten better, Jaden Daniels should win the Heisman Trophy this year. There's nobody else in college football that has done what Jaden Daniels has done for as long as he's done it this year and been as consistent as he's done it and affected each game like Jaden Daniels has done it. So I don't care what our stats are on defense. If Jaden Daniels doesn't win the Heisman Trophy, if LSU wins this football game, it's a travesty, man. So if we win this football game, y'all go ahead and book your tickets to New York. Jaden Daniels is going to have that Heisman Trophy coming back to Baton Rouge. He's been that good.
One turnover wins the game, somebody says on YouTube.
This guy named Chris, I don't know how you pronounce his last name, said he's just here to hear Todd McClure say Y'all, I do say a lot. And, Chris, I don't know what your last name is, but we're going to keep scrolling there, Mike, let me read this whole comment before I just start reading what you're asking. There you go. Mike's asking the same thing. What are your thoughts on the refs coddling the Catholic High coach for bringing the rule book on the sidelines? Mike, I don't think the officials knew what the true ruling was. And you talk to a lot of people. You talk to a lot of coaches. I know if I was umpiring and you and Casey McKenzie being the great umpires that y'all say y'all were back in the day, if a coach would have came out with a rule book, you would have looked at him and said, you gone. It's just disrespect. It's like a builder coming to build a house for you and a homeowner reading you the specs and saying, look, I think you need look, I'm the builder. I know what to do. Shouldn't have been allowed. But, Mike, it was a great high school game. Zachary shouldn't have been in that spot. They had their opportunities to win that game.
Someone on YouTube said Saban's going to try to stop JD's legs, and we're going to throw it over top.
Saban's been trying to stop JD's legs. He knew that was going to be a problem. And they're just having a hard time. Our offense is so versatile. We're just tough to stop. We're the number one offense in the country, for sure in the SEC. Matt Murphy, heck of a setup you have, bud. Thank you, man. We've worked hard to get it right. I'm just trying to find a co-host to make everything go a little bit smoother.
All right, buddy.
Look, Garden Ray LeBlanc just in time. He's up on Madden. That's your boy there, Garden.
It's my dog Pee Wee.
I don't know what a cur dog is. Mike J.H. asked Marty Broussard. He's been a wolf. He's been a buffalo, I believe. Now he thinks he's a cur dog or a bear. He's just. I think he identifies as a sewer can or something like that though. What a game so far, Chuck Bro. Refs doing their part for Bama as usual.
You saw that horse collar on JD?
They could have called the horse collar on Jaden Daniels, and there was a pass interference early in that game. I think it was on Neighbors. They got to him early and hit him before the ball got there.
Two defenders hit him before the ball got
yeah,
there.
two defenders hit him. It's just an unbelievable game. Like I said, it's lived up to the billing, and hopefully the Tigers will get 2 stops and keep rolling here in the second half. How do you use Perkins in the second half? I mean, you just got to keep doing what you're doing. I think if you put him in a true spy mode, you take away. It's like pulling the reins back on a horse. You take away what he's good at. You don't want that guy just to go sit and mirror Milrow because he's best at rushing the passer. And they could get creative and bring a safety and a spy here or there. Put somebody else in that spot or do it selectively. But LSU is best when Harold Perkins is coming off the edge.
It's a game changer.
Absolutely. Marty Broussard said a cur dog is French for champion. I'm going to check Urban Dictionary, Marty. I don't believe. Yeah, I think that's your Baker Dictionary where you got that definition from. Nino Lichi. Riley, that's your people over there in Moss Bluff. Mr. Keith Strickland. Walmart Boudin, Billy's Boudin. My game analogy. I hear you over there, Milt. Billy's is pretty good. That's some dang good Boudin. All right, Madden, you got anything else over there?
Says, can we fair catch on all kickoffs, please? I don't know.
Huh?
Someone says, can we fair catch on all kickoffs, please?
Who they talking about?
I don't know. I don't know.
All right, they want us to. Okay.
I just said that.
Man. All right, let's see. I'm going to keep scrolling down.
Both QBs are electric, somebody says.
That's Dallas sure. Buxton wants to know, hootie hoo. That's it. That's all he said. Was hootie hoo. Yeah, right. He just wanted a shout out. There you go, DB. Hootie hoo. Kelly Walls, if we score coming out the locker room, we win. I like it, Kelly. We get the ball coming out at half. Go down and get 7. Like you say, and we don't need to go down and get in the red zone and kick a field goal. Go get 7, then you put the pressure on Milrow. I'd love to get up 2 scores. I don't think Milrow can beat you if you get up 2 scores in the second half. At least he's not going to do it quickly. He's going to have some big runs here and there. We got to minimize those. But I believe if we go get 7 right here coming out of the locker room, we're going to have a really good chance to go do this. The Chris guy again, Crispy Bacon, I think is his name. Ronnie Rants and Sports Shorts should take notes. 60 viewers. We getting up there, Chris. See if Rescom wants to do a sponsorship for all your solar power and generator needs. Let's see here. Where we at?
Someone says we need to protect our timeouts this half. We need to save them better.
Yeah, you could tell Coach Kelly got pissed. We got in one offensive formation, and Jaden Daniels saw something, and he tried to switch the formation, put us in motion, and the clock was running down, and he had to call a timeout. Timeouts are going to be huge here in the second half. You'd love to have all 3 going into the last minute because, like they talked about before, this game could come down to whoever has the ball last here in this ball game. Unbelievable. I mean, like I talked about earlier, my first SEC action was at Bryant-Denny Stadium. Wasn't quite this big, wasn't quite this atmosphere. But there's a lot of pressure on those kids. And you look, the first drive when LSU came out of this ball game, and you knew they were going to play good because they just looked calm. They looked composed. We got to stop on defense. I think they picked up 1 first down, and we made them punt, which was huge at the beginning of the game, and then we went down and got 7. So here we go. There's the kickoff, second half. Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.